What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Millennium Legends deck profile, and today I have for you guys, we are doing 3 of the Link Strike structure decks. So if you were to go out to Walmart, Target, wherever, Amazon, and buy 3 of those, I put them together, and this is my deck profile on all of those, only using cards from the starter deck, no outside cards, nothing else. Of course, you can, make whatever decks you want, right? So, this should be fun. This should be fun. I need just something to put down on this mat here. Perfect. So, we'll go over the extra deck in a minute. It's not really a whole lot, but let's see. Starting off with our monster lineup. I've watched a lot of videos. I've tested this deck a couple times on my own, just seeing how it flows and everything, and I'll point out some stuff at the end, but I'll just go through my deck list real quick. We are playing 3 Link Slayer. I think that's pretty much essential in everybody's format of this deck, you know, when they're creating it. I'm running 2 Ram Clouders. I found that to be most effectful. Of course, you got to do the 3 Draconets. This is, I don't want to say this is what makes the deck run, but like this, Link Slayer, and then the 3 Bitrons. I mean, dude, this is essential for this deck. This card is absolutely crazy too, by the way. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower normal monster from your hand or deck in defense position. I mean, you can use this to basically combo with a bunch of your different Link monsters. And then the real cool thing, if you guys didn't know about Link Slayer, if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards, then target that many spell or traps on the field and destroy them. I haven't really been finding the effect to be as useful, but just the fact that you can literally turn 1, special summon him, summon Draconet, right? And then summon a Bitron from your deck, and then you can literally get out all of your Link monsters that turn. It's insane. So, yeah, 3 of these guys without question. I'm running 3 Bitrons as well. I know a lot of people are running Marauding Captain. I'm running 3 of him. I found that to be most effectful. I know a couple people that have been running 2 of him, so we're just going to run 3. I'm also running 2 Evil Swarm Mandragora. This card, pretty crazy too. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. So, and we'll talk about some stuff after as well. I'm running 2 Sangans, and then after this, I think it's kind of personal preference, but I'm running 2 Effect Failures, 1 Photon Thrasher, just 1. Battle Fader, and then Mystery Shell Dragon for that 2000 beat stick. But that is essentially the monster lineup. And I'll go ahead and get our monsters out of the way. After that, with our spell and traps, I'm running just 1 Cynet Universe, and then 1 Terraforming to basically search for it. I don't find it to be the most effective field spell card, especially for Link monsters. I think there's going to be something that comes out that's way better than this, right? So just give it due time. But I mean, it's an okay field spell. It doesn't hurt you to run it, but it can kind of slow down the deck at times. Just be aware of that. 2 Dark Holes, 2 MSTs. I'll space these out right. There we go. 1 Pot of Duality, and then 1 Book of Moon. The Pot of Duality is sort of like the Cynet Universe. Here and there, I feel like it kind of can slow the deck down because it doesn't allow you to special summon. So just be aware of that. If you guys are, gonna create your own version of this deck or run something similar. After that, for our traps, this is crazy, right? 2 Mirror Forces, 2 Call the Haunted. I'm running 2 compulsory action device, and then 1 Jar of Avarice, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, and then just 1 Fiendish Chain. I saw people running 2 of those. Attempted, to run 2 Torrential Tributes that didn't really work out. I'll even say at one point I attempted to run 2 of two of a couple things with their spells. Pot of Duality, I tried 2 of those, didn't really work out, scrapped 1 of them. I was running 43 cards too, so I mean, I don't know if that's the most optimal for you guys, but I think this came out to 41, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the 41 card deck. But for our extras, so we got 3 Decode Toxers. I mean, you're going to get 3 of them if you buy 3 decks. 3 Honeybots, same sort of deal. And then 3 Link Spiders. So that's really it for your extra decks. That's all this starter deck offers, is 1 of each when you buy it. So let's go ahead, guys, and say I'm going to widen this out a bit. Using a water to hold down this playmat, right? Alright, so let's just go ahead and throw some hypotheticals out there with some of our monsters in terms of some combos that we can do, right? In any real situation, you want Link Slayer to be in your hand regardless. You want to make that like a staple. That and Draconet, you kind of want those always in your hand because you can use Draconet to always search for your Bitron, right? I know a lot of people that were running the Cyber Dragon, and then they were running, what was it, 2 of, which guy is it? Yeah, 2 of these Photon Thrashers, because they're trying to explain that it's essentially like a lot of Link Slayers, and you're just going for the stars, but you're really relying on a lot of special summoning at that point. And I don't know, man, it wasn't really working for me. I don't know. I just running multiple of these, a couple Cyber Dragons, and all these Link Slayers, it just really wasn't working. I kind of find it better to run 3 of the Link Slayers, just 3 of the Link Slayers. I think that's it, because everything after that is like 4 stars or less. So then it really works with a lot of stuff with like Sangan in terms of searching, because that's why I run 2 Effect Veilers. Even a Battle Fader. In case you get into a really, really tough situation, that's when Battle Fader really comes into effect, right? The 1 Mystery Shell just for the 2000, because a lot of these guys, attack points, I mean, other than Link Slayer and Photon Thrasher, you're not really going to be relying on these guys for your attacks. But if you get into a really rough situation, at least having a Mystery Shell Dragon wouldn't hurt you. And you can also, because... what is it? Spider, right, is just 1 normal monster, so you can even use that Shell Dragon to summon a Link Spider, as opposed to only relying on your 3 Bitrons. At least you have 1 other little normal monster in there, right? So, that helps too. Ram Clouder you can do some crazy stuff with, same with Marauding Captain, Evil Swarm, use another Bitron as an example in a minute, same with Sangan. And I think that covers just about why I use some of these monsters. So we can go ahead and get into some combos, guys. So, just say... we'll use these in a second. But let's just say, you open up turn 1 and you got maybe these monsters in your hand. I mean, this is kind of ideal, right? So what you really want to aim for is normal summoning, or special summoning your Link Slayer, right? So you want to get this guy out first, and then that way you can normal summon Draconet. So when you normal summon this guy, you can special summon a level 2 or lower monster from your hand or deck. So say you got Bitron in your hand, you can go ahead and special summon him, or you can just get 1 from your deck out too, right? So you can do either or, and this is where you can do some crazy damn combos. So I think the go-to is always, so you would Bitron to the grave, right? Summon your Link Spider. And then from there you can use your 2 Cyberse monsters and then special summon a Honeybot. And then from there, if you really wanted, because of how the links are set up, right? This is a Link 1, this is a Link 2. You can get rid of them to Link Summon Decode. Or you can just, keep Link Spider and Honeybot out. With Link Spider, by the way, I should have pointed this out. So if we just rewind, so say, you have your Bitron, right? Send them to the grave, summon your Link Spider. Link Spider ability, you can special summon a normal monster from your hand to the zone that this card points to. So you can even normal summon your Bitron, right? And then from there, yeah, just use 2 Cyberse monsters. And there you got a Honeybot. So just throwing out random combos and stuff that you guys can do. You can then go, you know, from these guys. And ideally, at this point, you would have wanted, you know, at least 1 monster in this zone, because you can then turn these 2 into a decode. And that's what, like 5 monsters you can get out on the first turn. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. There's a lot of really cool different combos and wonky things you can do with these. I'm trying to flatten out this mat. I hate these paper mats so much, guys. But another random example. Get the cards in order here. Say which one is it? You can turn 1 in theory. So say you go turn 2, right? And your opponent was able to get out 2 monsters, which is very likely in this format. You can even special summon Link Slayer again, and then you can use Evil Swarm. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card from your hand. So there you go, boom, right there. And then that's where you can summon Draconet. You probably want to put him over here, because then you can special summon a Bitron from your deck, right? And then, insane, use your Bitron, get your Link Spider out. What is that, 5 monsters at this point? Link Spider, you can summon a Bitron from your hand, right? That's 6 monsters, and then from there you can go into Honeybot and Decode, and that's just an extreme crazy example of something you could potentially do with these cards. And then there's another one involving Captain and Ram Clouder. So you can summon Ram Clouder, right? Yeah, I'll bring this guy up. Focus in there, camera, come on. There we go. Your opponent cannot target, you know, warrior monsters, blah, blah, blah. You can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand, right? So you summon that guy. Then you can summon in Ram Clouder, and you contribute 1 monster and target 1 Cyberse monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So use a Captain to bring out Ram Clouder, you tribute Captain, and then say you had a Link Slayer in your graveyard, you can then bring out Link Slayer, and then you can go into your Link monsters from there. Crazy stuff, just with these cards, right? Sangan there, in case, so say you always really want a Draconet in your hand, no matter what, because Draconet can allow you to get out Bitron, and right then and there is was either Honeybot or just a Link Spider. You can use either or, so be sure to always do that. That's why Sangan is, I run 2 of him, because if you get into a situation where you don't have a Draconet, you can just Sangan, destroy, bring out Draconet, right? Some self-explanatory stuff. Whoops, sorry for bumping the camera there, but just some crazy combos that you guys can do there. Just giving you guys examples of, you know, how to use the Link monsters, crazy stuff you can do, have some fun with it. I actually really am looking forward to this whole Link monster deal that we got going on, right? I think this is pretty crazy, because it makes you really think about where you're going to play your monsters, and where you play them on the field actually has an effect on what can happen later on. So, for example, you know, you have Decode Toxer out, and because of where his arrows point to, you want to make sure you have, you know, monsters in those slots. You don't want just a monster right there, because he doesn't get any benefits out of that. Well, and then say your opponent attacks your Link Slayer, because of Decode's effect, you can't potentially you know, destroy your opponent's monster, because you contribute this guy and destroy whatever's targeting him, right? So, and because of that, you know, different things with like Link Spider, you want to make sure you don't summon him to a zone where you already have a monster underneath, because then you can't use his effect and special summon another monster, which then could potentially get you a Honeybot and a Link Spider equals a Decode. Common sense, right? So you want to make sure you're just looking out for things like that. Even with Honeybot, I never really attempt to try and play her up top because of her effect, where her arrows point to the side, right? You can see that there. Neither player can target monsters this card points to, yeah, with the card effects or whatever, those monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. So you always want to make sure she's like down here off to the side, you know, you got a Link Spider, right? Then maybe you end up getting rid of whatever, and you got your Honeybot here, and then that's where you have 2 monsters to the side, you know, because of Honeybot's effect. You can't really, you know, mess around and target these cards here. So, yep, just different little things to look out for. Like I said, I'm pretty satisfied with this monster lineup that I have and that I put together. I think these are, I think it's pretty good. Spells and traps, little funky, trying to, you know, get the best set possible that makes the most sense, right? Because I think I was running like a Forbidden Lance at one point. It didn't really, it just didn't really work out. It just, with these cards and some of the decks I was testing against, there's just too big of a gap in between for that card to even make a difference. Honorable mentions, I guess, for cards we can go through. Let's see. At least with spells and traps, as I, you know, have all these. United We Stand would be absolutely crazy. If you're playing casually, this would not be a bad idea. The equipped monster gains 800 attack and defense for each face-up monster you control. Dude, if you get out 6 monsters, you can. I mean, play United We Stand, dude. That's ridiculous. Supply Squad doesn't really help, and same with Burden of the Mighty. They're just cards that rely on your opponent. Just have a presence, and yeah, it's just not really effective. It kind of just slows the deck down. And this deck is like bang, 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 quick, quick, quick. I was even debating even keeping in this terraforming and Cybert universe, or Cynet universe. You only need 1 Jar of Avarice at most. I potentially considered playing 2 Torrentials, 2 Fiendish Change, but I didn't. So yeah, just, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want, guys. Gee, you can make whatever deck you want. But couldn't stress that enough. That's what I decided to go with. I think that works the most. So definitely leave a comment, guys, if you think, you know, if you like this, if you end up building it, give it a shot. Tell me what you think. If there's things that you would change, I would love to know. Maybe, you know, somewhere down the road, we can revise this and do like a more competitive style when there's, you know, more like, whether it's Link monsters or, you know, whatever else that we can get to enhance this deck and make it better. But yeah, for sure. For sure, we will definitely try and do that. Leave a comment. Tell me how you felt about this, and be sure to check out the channel for some more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos, guys. It really helps me out, and we have some gaming videos as well you guys are going to want to check out. Awesome content, guys. A lot of awesome content. So with all that being said, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Until then, you guys take care and have a great day.